Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, I'm going to tell you the real reason that CM Punk and Bobby Fish hate each other.
A rumour killer on the AEW EVPs heading to WWE.
WWE Clash at the Castle was really good, but the ending was a botch.
And WWE's creative have got nothing for this WWE superstar. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Alright, we're going to kick this thing off by talking about Bobby Fish and CM Punk, which is somehow one of the hottest, most heated bad blood things going around, apart from, certain other issues with CM Punk at the moment. But right, let's run through a quick history of the beef here.
Okay.
It's a rather one-sided beef in that it seems to be one guy yelling at one side and the other side just not acknowledging it in any way. But this began kind of in August. Bobby Fish appeared to criticize CM Punk during his match with John Moxley. He said, leave the high kicks to the professionals or something like that. That was on the 25th of August. Of course, 6 days later, independent of this, Bobby Fish was out of AEW when his contract expired. The two parties could not come to terms on a new agreement, so they were unrelated.
Yes.
He didn't get fired because he tweeted about CM Punk or anything like that. There's more to it, however. Last week, Bobby Fish challenged CM Punk to a shoot fight. Okay, that was a thing that happened. And then, in an interview with NBC Sports Boston, he called him a see you next Tuesday. Bobby Fish called CM Punk... I can't say that word.
Yes.
It's very bad. Unless you're from Scotland, in which case it's a term of endearment.
Yes.
You say it to all your friends. But, so I'll tell you what he said. He basically said, I laid down for him, but I'd have beaten him in a real fight. Okay? I'm working for AEW, they're paying my check, you asked me to put my shoulders down for Phil Brooks, I go out and do it. Interestingly enough, there was a little whatever in the match we had, and after the match, Phil was to see you next Tuesday. Frankly, as a martial artist, I went out and laid my shoulders down for you. You should be grateful that I did that, because on national TV, if I decided I wanted to, I could haku your ass.
Oh.
What on earth? He's going to bite his nose off. Is that what he's saying? I could have, because you're that little of a threat in my world. I'm not John Jones or Anderson Silva, but I've been doing martial arts long enough to where I can hold you like a wet nap, Phil Brooks. For you to be see you next Tuesday after, for a mistake you made, it doesn't wear well. So maybe Bobby Fish could beat him in a real fight, but it doesn't matter because it's scripted and he thinks he's Antonio Inoki. Anyway...
Yes.
Fightful Select have now reported that after a bunch of people contacted the outlet, including people who don't like CM Punk, it's called here Punk Detractors backstage, they fired in and basically said that Punk was unhappy stemming from the match he had with Fish in October 2021. If you recall, and Will Washington actually tweeted out a clip of this.
I saw this.
Yeah, they go to sleep, 1, 2, 3, but Bobby Fish kind of tries to kick out at the free.
It's the old Hogan Warrior finish, isn't it?
You beat me, but you didn't really
Only
beat
just.
me. So
Not
only does Bobby Fish think he's Antonio Inoki, he thinks he's Hulk Hogan as well. Okay, cool. That's the conclusion we're drawing from here. Now, this gets even weirder. That led to some issues between the two, blah, 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 and people were really confused as to why Fish would do that, because it's not going to go over well. It's not a good idea, objectively, bad. But Fish has now done another interview with Wrestling Headlines,
Get in.
where he goes into this, and he thinks that Phil Brooks, CM Punk, whatever we're calling him, the voice of the voiceless, he says that the reason he tried to kind of kick out was because he figured that Punk was signaling for a change. They were going to do something a bit different. So maybe thought that was being communicated to him. But this is a guy that he did call a see you next Tuesday in an interview. So this is really bizarre. Punk is of course suspended at the moment for the All Out Brawl. Fish is out of the company. He's a free agent. What's going on?
Fight. I have no idea, mate. Honestly, I thought maybe it's going to be a bit quieter this week in work. Fingers crossed. It's not. It's already started with this.
It's weirder.
Yeah. Like you say, I saw that Will Washington tweet and thought, oh yeah, I remember that. And it's understandable. I get it. The two parties just don't like each other. Yeah. Well, mainly, Bobby Fish doesn't like CM Punk. And that's okay. You can dislike people. You don't need to tell me in the comments, but I think it's, the good thing is, I suppose now, as of right now, they're not both in the same company. They might be. Yeah. They might be by next week. Who bloody knows? But just keep them separate. Eh?
Yeah, keep them separated like the Offspring. It's a good idea. Was that the Offspring? Yes, it was.
But I think I'm fascinated to see what's going to happen with this CM Punk situation this week. And I mean the other CM Punk situation, not this one. But Bobby Fish is probably going to end up in WWE. So they probably aren't going to work together anymore.
And maybe Bobby Fish would beat him in a real fight. We saw what CM Punk did in the UFC, but This is weird, Bobby. What are you up to? What are you up to here? What's going on? Like, I don't know.
I'll tell you what else is going on. Story broke over the weekend that the AEW EVPs had sent out feelers. Who could they possibly have contacted within WWE about going to WWE? I sense they probably weren't ringing up Paul Levesque. It's probably people like Kevin Owens, if I had to guess off the top of my head, for example. But never you worry if you're a fan of AEW. That has been shot down by Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. He said, look, the Bucks are contracted to AEW even through 2023. Their contracts expire on the 1st of January 2024. And he also denied that Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, who this story centered around, ever actually tried to contact people within WWE. Look, I get it. We've all said things we regret. But even I read this story and thought, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally natural for wrestlers to contact other sites for leverage purposes, right?
Yes.
When the contract's coming up. And I would be surprised if the Young Bucks didn't at least put something out there into the universe, maybe closer to the contracts expiring. But yeah, I mean, they're not going to walk out of the company tomorrow and show up on NXT 2.0. Imagine that. That'd
Generation
be so weird.
Me on NXT 2.0. Oh my God.
They could finally do the all-time great tag team match we've been waiting for so long, the Young Bucks versus Chase University. I actually like that gimmick. I'm just joking.
No, do not badmouth Andre Chase.
Although when he swears.
Exactly. I was about to swear then to show my dedication to him, but it's Monday. I'll try and do the editor
a wee break.
Yeah,
he's a really funny swearer.
Yeah.
Right.
I also like when he stamps and spells out Chase U.
He gets very fired up, doesn't he? They're all really good. All of them are really good.
Not many people wrestle in blazers nowadays.
Yeah, and jumpers and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. How did we get from the Young Bucks to Andre Chase? I don't know, but here we are.
5 stars.
Five-star university.
They're all 5 stars.
Everyone's 5 stars.
You're 5 stars.
You are 6 stars.
Wow.
And if you step into the Tokyo Dome, this is a really tired joke. Anyway, Clash at the Castle.
Yes.
Remember the ending? Remember how weird it was?
Oh, I do, yeah.
Yep. American Pie and Sweet Caroline.
Well, it wasn't Sweet Caroline because he said, can you do Sweet Caroline? And they both didn't know the start of it, which was hilarious.
Surely you just go, da, da, da.
Exactly, just get to that bit.
Do the darts bit. That's all you need.
Let me again. Just get to the chorus.
He's making a list. He's checking it twice. Sweet Caroline.
Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you.
Da, da, da.
I don't care, I'm just lost. Ba, ba, ba.
There we go. That was a mistake.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Wasn't supposed to air.
Because I watched SmackDown this week and he was like, it should have been the culmination of a 25-year career or whatever was going on. And I was like, you didn't seem that good, to be honest, Drew.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Tell me the reason for this.
So,
someone did.
It comes from Freddie Prinze Jr.
What a legend.
Wrestling with Freddie.
Scooby-Doo, baby.
Great stuff. Scooby-Doo. Remember when Okada was doing that? That was great. But yeah, he was on his Wrestling with Freddie podcast talking about it.
It's one of the best podcasts out there that isn't ours.
Yeah, I'll just read the quote to you. He's a former WWE writer, of course, for anyone who doesn't know. He's trying to start his own wrestling promotion at the moment.
Scooby-Doo enthusiast.
Trying to get the Fiend in there. Imagine the Fiend versus Scooby-Doo.
Bucket Vince.
Oh,
not
my
Vince.
Yeah.
Bucket Paul.
Bucket Freddy.
Bucket Freddy even, yeah.
There we go.
Sorry, yeah.
What
did he say?
I'll read the quote. The end of the match was weird because they forgot to say cut. I know for a fact. I asked a couple of people, they left the feed running, and all of a sudden, Drew McIntyre was feeling good. Tyson Fury came out to the ring and they sang Sweet Caroline after a loss. It was so weird. Yeah, it was weird. When we were in the building, we just assumed that it was like, what happened? Phil shot it and uploaded it. We were going to put it on the channel. It was going to be great. It was going to be awesome. What happened after Clash at the Castle? No, it happened on Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
Get your video out of here. So yeah, there you go. It's not supposed to happen.
This is exactly it we were chatting about in the office afterwards, and I said how... well, I was chatting to you guys, and you said, oh yeah, that was on the network.
Yeah.
Because it did just feel like let's send the fans home happy. They've all come out here to watch a man win in his hometown, backyard,
back garden,
country near his country, and that hasn't happened. And then he was singing Oasis or whatever it was.
And what do you like? Oh, screw it! I'm just having a laugh.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then they tried to be it like I'm so good.
It's not Drew's fault.
No, exactly. But I just love the fact that has anyone said cut yet? Ridiculous.
I love that this can happen even at the absolute highest level. It's fun. It's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny, man. It's entertaining.
Right, let's talk a little bit about Veer Mahan. You may have missed him on your TV recently, and that is because WWE Creative have nothing for him. This comes from Fightful Select. No crap, just Sapp. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reporting there are currently no significant imminent creative plans. He obviously returned as Veer Mahan, the Veer Mahan character, following WrestleMania 38, and killed everyone. Wrecked dudes, feuded with the Mysterios, of course. That sort of culminated with a match against Ray on the 13th of June on Raw. But since then, he's only wrestled 2 more Raw matches, a Battle Royale on the 27th and a squash on the 15th of August. In fact, his last house show match was the 14th of August against R-Truth. He's not been utilised very much. And I'm not really that surprised. No, comment on Veer Mahan, but changing of the guard obviously at the top, and they're going to have their favourites, and that's why you've probably not seen much of Veer, because he did feel his character sort of outline felt very much a Vince project.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when Vince was here, it did feel like he didn't really know what to do with him. Because like those vignettes went on forever. They were longer than Emelina, for goodness sake. They just went on and on and on. They brought him in, they kind of did the Mysterio feud, and like it just kind of ended. It felt like that Ray match, obviously Veer won, but it didn't really feel like the end of the story, and then the Mysterios moved on to something else. So yeah, to me it just feels like no one has ever had it. They just wanted to get him on TV, but they didn't really know what they were doing. So, weird. Not the first time we've heard a story like this, and I'm sure it won't be the last, despite the change. But yeah, good luck to Veer. I think,
best of luck to him.
Interesting guy.
I enjoy him wrecking dudes.
I like his beard, and I think, I like beards.
I like his Twitter gimmick, but he's a very stylish man.
His Twitter's really good.
Yeah,
he's really good at social media.
Right, speaking of which, let's move on to your Twitter questions. At WhatCulture WWE, of course, if you want to get in touch with us. David Eric 22 gives us our first question there. I think that used to be Silverblade, but I may be mistaken. David Eric writes, "Hello, King of the Kazoo and Master of the Moray Eel."
The eel's not here, man. Still not arrived.
He's on his holidays.
The
if you
eel's
want to draw a
brother.
picture.
Yeah.
The eel on holiday.
He's gone to
in a place
Edinburgh.
you wouldn't expect.
Yep.
Will FTR enter New Japan's World Tag League tournament in November and add the trophy to their collection of golds?
Interesting thing to think about, obviously enabled by the easing of travel restrictions and the working relationship.
Yeah.
So it's tough to tell, because that would necessitate taking basically a month off AEW TV and going to Japan for this tournament. It's a long-running thing. So I guess it depends what they've got cooking at that time.
Yeah.
Would Tony Khan give one of his top tag acts away for that length of time? I am dubious as to that. However, if they're not in a mainline program for those belts, then I think that there's certainly a good chance, and I wouldn't bet against it.
I like the idea that they agree to go and do it, and Tony's like, "Oh, I was just about to give you a title shot for being the number one contenders for half a year."
Sorry, boys. Yeah. You're gonna have to wait another year.
Just give them all the belts and have them beat everybody.
Beat everybody.
That's
Apart
what
from
I
the
do.
Acclaim, they gotta win first.
Another match against the Briscoe. I just love watching them fight Briscoes.
Oh boy, yeah, that'd be good.
Maybe they can fight Young Bucks again. Just thought. Second question today comes from Nicholas Starro.
I thought you were going to say Nicholas Sturgeon.
No, I hope I've got
the
your
First
surname.
Minister's been on.
Not butchered your surname there, Nicholas. Nicholas writes, "It's closing in on Hammerdean, which means Abaddon is called up on the main roster in AEW. Who would you like to have them tag with and take on the Mixed Tag Team Championships, and why is it Danhausen?" That'd make a great team.
Oh, that's a hell of a combo. Oh man, that match with Britt Baker last year was so much fun. Wasn't it? That Abaddon did.
I like the mandatory yearly. Right, it's Halloween time.
Let's go crazy. You know who's got a history of putting pumpkins on their head in a humorous fashion? The Good Brothers.
Yes.
Remember how bad that was?
That was
Let's make it suck all of a sudden. No, I'm only joking. I think Abaddon and Rosemary from Impact would be a fun combination for them. There's all kind. You could do something with the House of Black, I guess. You could put Big Brody in there. You know,
Jesus.
They've got that dark aesthetic.
Terrifying.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Imagine Brody King throwing a pumpkin at someone's head. But yeah, the Abaddon stuff last year was a lot of fun.
Throwing someone into a field of pumpkins.
Oh my goodness, let's do it.
I'd have Abaddon with Orange Cassidy.
Fair enough. I mean, orange is the colour of a pumpkin.
Yes, there we go.
Get Jack Skellington in for this one.
Oh, yes, please.
Who are they facing?
Spoopy Boys.
Spoopy Boys. Who would sell it
I
really
hate
well?
that. You and I both hate
Yeah, the word
Spoopy Boys.
spoopy can rest.
But hey, at least they haven't started selling Christmas stuff in Tesco's already. Final question today comes from the Reverend, and I'm going to defer to you, Andy, because it is a question.
The Reverend
directed at me.
Good morning, legends. Considering what happened with Rey and Dominic Mysterio, what other predictions is the King of the Kazoo blessed to be correct on, but cursed to never see? That's a great question.
Well, obviously, we all know John Moxley going to AEW to work. So
yes.
And that's that. I'm just playing the long game with that one, obviously.
Sure.
Agent Ambrose is, yes. Do you know what? Here's a bet that I will make every goddamn year and probably lose a pasty on until it happens. Just please put Scotty 2 Hotty in the Royal Rumble. I don't know whether that's more or less likely now Trips is in charge, but please. Like, he did loads of indie dates here in the UK this year. Phil met him. I was very jealous of that. He got to hold a tag belt with him and all that.
Damn you, Phil.
So I will keep saying this until I, manifest it.
That's the one.
What's your big prediction?
Eddie Kingston wins the world title.
Oh, yeah, I'll take
never
that as
happening,
well.
is it? It's never happening. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry if it happens, and I'm going to cry if it doesn't.
Yeah.
Shouts to the Reverend. Appreciate it.
Thank you, the Reverend. That's a great question.
And for today's finally, I found this one. Well, I say I found it. It was sent to us, actually. Shout-outs to Just Bones JB for sending us this, this nonsense over the weekend. And to All Elite Chief on Twitter who collated these reviews. Got some reviews of the bakery that CM Punk bought his cakes from.
Of course.
Haven't we? Absolute bangers here.
I love this.
Mindy's Bakery, of course, that he shouted out during his
closed on Mondays and Tuesdays.
There you go. You can't go today. Sorry, Chicago people. I'll just read some of these. These are really good. Crimson's reviewing Mindy's Bakery. I'm old, I'm hurt, I'm tired, and I work with effing children, but Mindy's Bakery brightens my day every day. It's so good I threw a chair at one of my co-workers. Try this place, you won't be disappointed. I've got one here from Maki Ito.
Wow.
I'm sure it's the Maki Ito.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, actually.
Maki.
Well, like, she's just everywhere.
Another 5-star review from Maki Ito here. Hey, if a grumpy, brittle, and narcissistic old man who had physically assaulted his higher-ups based off of rumors he made up in his own head is able to actually like something other than himself, then it must be really good. Give this place a try, thumbs up. We got another one here from Josie Otero who says, my favorite cake to eat while telling off the EVPs of my company. Chewy here, these are great. These are so good. I share a joint bank account with my mother and we spend the majority of our earnings on muffins and pastries. Gets us through the headache of working with children every day. Last one, Pickle Cypher. Look in my eyes, what do you see? Muffins from Mindy's Bakery. I know you're hungry for sweets. Pastries so good you can fight the elites. Great. I feel really sorry for Mindy. I feel really sorry for her bakery. I mean, they've probably all
they didn't need their name brought into all this.
I'm sure they've had a lot more custom as a result of this, but I'm willing to bet that the poor staff in that shop have had loads of people coming up and going, hey, do you work with little children?
Oh, God, yeah.
Poor buggers, man.
That's funny on Twitter, but not in real life.
Yeah, so I hope they're doing okay, but these are funny.
I really want to, I've never been to Chicago. I really want to go to Chicago, go to a wrestling show, do all the Chicago things, one of which is now go to Mindy's Bakery.
There you go. Free people.
I'm buying muffins today. Now we've mentioned them. I need blueberries in and around my face.
I'm gonna shove a cupcake in your nose.
Did we do this the other day? What's your muffin preference?
Donut.
Double chop.
I'll eat a donut instead of
a donut.
Yeah, sorry.
Rude to
It's
Mindy's.
my favourite type of muffin.
Muffin's out of the way. Donut for me. Right, let us know your
double chocolate and basic.
Yeah, no.
Basic.
At least it's not chocolate chip.
Yeah.
That is basic bitch stuff. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on that and all today's news stories in the comments section below. Like, share, subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from. For Daily Wrestling Podcast, we're going to review SmackDown, we're going to review Rampage, and look ahead to Monday Night Raw a little bit later on today. Plus, let us know your thoughts and Twitter questions on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there, follow both of us. Follow Andy Murray at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for, hey, look at this guy.
Hey.
He's got his medal on under.
Wait for it, yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
Did I ruin the big reveal?
Did it! Hey! I did it! Yes. You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. I just want to say a massive thank you on behalf of myself and Michael Hamflett. For all your lovely messages and your fantastic donations to brilliant causes. Michael Hamflett was running the Great North Run for Down Syndrome Northeast. I ran it for Prostate Cancer UK, and we did it. Now we can't walk around the office anymore.
You're greater men than I am.
I actually won it.
You won it.
Well, you didn't let me finish. I won the Great North Runs competition to see who can get most sunburnt whilst running a half marathon.
Well, I mean, you're.
Yeah, baby. Let's have a look at that. I look like a fucking drumstick.
That's what happens when you're a ginge.
Indeed.
Or Scottish.
September, horrifically sunburned, but I finished it. And thank you for all your lovely words on social media. That helped me get through it. And all the people who went out and cheered everyone. It is mint, innit, living around here and having that. I love it. I love it now.
It's a nice part of the world.
Will I do it again next year? Yeah, probably. If my legs start working before then.
Fair play.
Get in. Right, you can follow us on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE, as I said. Like, share, subscribe. This has been the news. My thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.